class. In this class or in this chapter, I will start a new subject, that is equation, and slowly I will move into the linear equation as the preferred subject for this video. So let me start with the definition of an equation. What does an equation called? Equation. So if I give the simplest definition of an equation, it is the relation between two expressions with a equity or equality, then the form of that expression or the form of that form itself is called an equation. That means equation is the equilibrium between the two expressions. So we can say equation is the equality or equilibrium of expression of one or more variables of any order. So let me brief you first. So up to that I have explained that it is the equality or the equilibrium of expressions. Up to that I have said. Now further I am defining that expression can be of one or more variables in it. Expression may consist of one or more variable in it, and the order of that variable would be anything. That means starting from 1, order could be starting from 1 to any extent. Then this expression, if it is related such a way that it can form a equality or equilibrium, then the total form itself is called an equation. So I think I have explained it quite well. So let me explain it further. So if I say there are two expression E1 and expression E2, this E1 E2 may be the function of one or more variables. Let's say I am taking two variables, function of x and y. This is E2 also a function of x and y. Okay, and if I can put a equal sign between this expression E1 and E2 here also, then this is called an equation. Understood? That means there are two expressions E1 and E2 which are the function of two variables x and y, both the cases, or maybe one of them is variable of two variable, or one of them a variable of one variable also, or other may be a constant also. So that means there are so many possibilities. E1 could be a function of x and y, whereas E2 may be a function of x and y, or function of x, or function of y, or a constant. Any some such circumstances, if E1 equals to E2, then this total form, this equality, is called an equation. I think you understood better. So let me give some practical example. Before that, I have to explain one thing. What does expression means? Okay. So I was assuming that you know the expression. That's why I am giving this definition. So expression I will explain further. Variable is a term that I will explain, and the order. If you see in my third video, there I have explained the order. So these three terms, and one is equality. Equality I have already explained. Equality means nothing but when the two expression is connected with a equal sign. That means the value on the left hand side of this equal sign and the right hand side of the equal sign are equal for some value of these variables. That means if I take any value of these variables, then this expression, the value, the physical value of E1 on the left hand side and the E2 on the right hand side are equal. Okay. Now one by one I will explain the terms. So first will come the equality. Equality I have already explained. So this you have understood. Equality is nothing but the equilibrium when you are putting some load on your balance. That means in the general terms it is balance you called. In shops we are using, where you are putting some material here and other end you are putting some standard weight, and when this arm is equilibrium, that means this is totally horizontal, then you can say so this is equal to this. Weight wise this is equal to this. But initially this, when I am putting the unknown weight here, it will be like that, and slowly I am putting the standard weight, it will start maintaining the equilibrium, that is will start straightening his arm, and at some point it will be completely horizontal. So this is the state of equilibrium. That also happens for the equation. Okay, so this is equality means, and the equilibrium is same terms as equality. Now expression. Expression is the relation. Expression is the relation between variable and constant. Okay. It doesn't supposed to be any relation to any form. So it's only the relation is a individual or a or you can say a separate relation between any variable and a constant. So if I take an example of an expression, so x plus 2, this is an expression where x is a variable and 2 is a constant. If this, you can say any expression, I can name it as a U1. So U1 is expressed as x plus 2. This is the relation between in expression. This is x plus 2. So x plus 2 is nowhere related to any other terms to make it to be declared is as an equation. It is only the relation between one constant, one variable and one constant. So expression can be anything. So I can say xy plus 2, this is also an expression. If I say x plus y by 2, this is also an expression. If I say x by y, this is also an expression. So there could be anything where a variable and a constant, or variable to variable, or somewhere or other is related. So these are all I can call a expression. Okay. So this you can understand the expression. Then variable. Variable are the quantity. Variable are the quantity whose values varies. So variable are the quantities whose values are varies. Whose values varies. Okay. Whose values varies. So that means if I say x, you won't be able to understand what is x. So this a common expression of any physical quantity where I will not depict its value, it could be anything, then this is called a variable. Okay, this could be a linear variable, or variable could be in the power of order of something x square. This is called the order, where it will, in general terms we say it power. So this term on the top of the variable is called the order. So that variable may come in any order, or in you can say also in fractions also. That order could be a fraction. N could be less than 1 or greater than 1 or equal to 1, anything. So that order may come in any order, but this x doesn't have a fixed value, it could vary. So in that case, when the values of that quantity, physical quantity varies, we called it a variable. So this way I think I have totally explained the definition of an equation. Okay, now I will come to the next part of it. I have explained expression, I explained the equation. Now my the actual topic is linear equation. Okay, so linear equation is such where the equation where the order of the variable or variables is unity, you can say, or 1. In simple words you can say 1. So in equation where the order of the variable or variables is unity. Why I am saying variable or variables, that I will explain. So first, if I take example where only one variable is there, when there is only one variable, okay, there is only one variable, then the equation said to be linear equation of single variable. Okay, so when we will get only one variable and the variable of order 1, then the equation is said to be the linear equation of single variable. So let me take example of such equation. So if I say x equal to 2, the simplest one I am taking here, the variable having order of 1 and only x is a variable, there is no other variable other than. So this is called linear equation of order 1. This could be another way, there could be two variables also. Let's say x plus 2 is equal to x plus y is equal to 2. Here x and y are the variables but their order are 1. This also represent linear equation also, but here the number of variable is 2. So variable is equal to 2 here variable is equal to 1, but these are all of order 1, so that's why these are linear equation. But if I say xy is equal to 2, here you can see the order for individual variable is 1, but all total, if this counts as to be a variable, the total order is something 1 plus 1 is 2. So we cannot consider this as linear equation. I think you understood my example. So going further with the first example, where I said that linear equation is equal to x plus 2. Okay, but if you see, if I say that x is equal to 2, you can be confused whether I could see it as a equation. Why should I say it is equation? Because for x is equal to 2 only, the left hand side and right hand side would be equal. Okay, but then why you call it is a variable? Because there is only one value for which that equation satisfies. But still I am saying it is an equation. So you have to understand that this kind of relation or equation derived from a physical condition or physical parameter on which this types of equation arrive. So x is equal to 2. To understand that, which I will explain in my later video, you understand that x plus 2 is a example of a line. There are so many shape you have learned. There could be a curve, there could be line, there will be a circle, there will be a triangle, all having a specific equation that can be that equation, those figures can be derived with a equation itself. So everything can be represented in the form of equation. So this is something represented line. Okay, so if it is a line, then that could possible that we can represent it in a 2D figure or 3D figure. Accordingly, I can explain why, if even if it is x is equal to 2, it can vary its value with this equation also. Okay, so I think up to that it's okay for this class. In later class I will continue from this, and I will further explain why I am saying this, but prior to that I have to explain the 2D and 3D to you. I think it will be good if you go through my present class and follow the next class continuously, then that will be helpful. So thank you for now. Bye.